Hi guys, this is Ben Leibovich coming at you again. A beautiful, freezing cold Monday morning in Ohio. I hope you're warmer than I am wherever you are, whatever you're doing right now. Today is a serious video, I think. We're talking about negotiation. What's negotiation? Negotiation at its very core is figuring out a way how to get people to do what you want them to do. Okay, all stuff aside, that's what we're about, right? We have an agenda, and we need to somehow to get the world to cooperate with our agenda in order to get things done. Well, I have a historical lesson about this. Look it up, Google all this stuff I'm telling you now, or I will be telling you in a second. But I want to talk to you about the great Greeks. I want to talk to you about Aristotle, Socrates, and all of those wonderful Greek boys credited for Western logic, such as we know it. What is a syllogism? Syllogism is a presentation of an argument in a logical form whereby, the formula is A equals B and B equals C. Therefore, A equals C. How this works in reality is that, all men are mortal. Socrates is a man. Therefore, the perceived conclusion is Socrates is mortal. All dogs bark. My dog is Slotky, therefore Slotky barks. You see how this works, okay? Syllogism is a statement of fact. Therefore, in other words, we're not going to argue that all men are mortal. We're not going to argue that all dogs bark. We kind of know these things to be truths, right? So this makes it easy. However, as part of our negotiation, and by the way, I should go back and tell you, all men are mortal, all dogs bark. That is what is called the major premise. Okay? Inside of that, we insert the minor premise. My dog is Slotky. Ben Leibovich is mortal. And then the conclusion follows out of, here's the major premise, here's the minor premise. They're both truths. Therefore, the conclusion must be truth. Okay? Um, the next step, however, is to take that out of the realm of factual information and into perceived reality. Okay? And this is where negotiation really starts. This is where the major premise has to be something that is established without you having to talk about it, but it's perceived. It's not necessarily factual, it's just perceived by your audience. So for instance, if I'm talking to you, do I have to tell you that I'm an expert in creative finance? I would hope not. You probably already know that by now. How do you know it? Well, I made sure that you know that, right? That's the major premise. That's why when I send a video into your mailbox or inbox in your email, you probably open it and you kind of take a minute to maybe digest the information in the video or in the article. Why? Because I'm worth listening to. Why? Because I'm an expert. Did I tell you I'm an expert in this video? No. But you know that I am. Okay? So taking a syllogism, the next step into where the major premise becomes presumed fact, but not a stated fact, is something that's called enthymeme. Enthymeme, okay? Uh, Same thing as syllogism, just not in fact. We're dealing in presumed things. Okay, let's bring it into reality. When you are negotiating, do you think it's important for the, let's say you're trying to buy a property, do you think it's important that the seller perceives you as somebody who can and will close as per your agreement? Do you think it's possible, if they didn't know that before the negotiation started, excuse me, do you think it's possible to convince them of that? How easy do you think it is to convince somebody right there on the spot that you're going to do as you say you're going to do? Okay? So, obviously, if you have a reputation as somebody who doesn't just sign on the line, but actually performs as you sign on the line, then your offer is going to be taken a bit more seriously than maybe somebody else. Do you think that it's easier to come into a bank or a private lender and to have them take you seriously if you have a track record? Of course. And if they know who you are? Of course. But what do you do if you don't have that track record? If you are a newbie? What do you do if people don't know who you are? That's where putting your best foot forward is crucially important. You have to present yourself in a way that people leave the conversation thinking, you know, I don't know about this person, but I get the sense they're going to succeed. They seem to have their stuff together. They're well organized. They presented themselves just A class. You know, they were dressed well. I trust this person. I want to trust this person. Do you see what I'm getting at? Therefore, if you write something, write it in a way that makes people take note of your intelligence, of your well-spokenness, of your preparedness around the subject matter. Even if you don't know the answer and you're asking a question, be intelligent and put your best foot forward. Leave an impression of yourself as though you are somebody worth taking note of. If you are conversing with somebody, again, the same thing applies. And this is more crucial for a beginner than for a player that's been around and everybody knows who they are and everybody knows what they're about. You know, I don't have anything to prove. You know, in my town, Lima, Ohio, most people know what I am, who I am, how much property I own. You know, when I talk to a banker, they've heard of me if they haven't met me. So I don't have to work as hard. But if you are in the beginning stages of doing this or anything, you have to work extra hard. I suggest you Google syllogism. I suggest you Google enthymeme. You got to understand how the psychological aspect of negotiation and how you position yourself to be taken seriously, how this works and why. I hope this helps a little bit. Thanks a lot. I will see you next time, probably tomorrow morning. Have a great day. Bye-bye.